Hi, my name is Sean,
My name is Oliver.
and we are going to presentate The Killers by Ernest Hemingway.
Ernest Hemingway is known as an American author which debuted in 1925. Hemingway is famous for the minimalistic writing style, which also is directed to the iceberg theory. The iceberg theory means that Hemingway is writing at the top of the iceberg, while the rest of the iceberg underneath the waterline are left for us to construe. Following the iceberg theory, Ernest Hemingway only writes what is necessary, and therefore he does not give the reader many details about the setting or the characters, which also means that we as readers have to construe the text itself.
The story begins abruptly with two gangsters, Al and Max, entering a small diner in the town of Summit, Illinois, near Chicago. They try to order dinner, but George, the counterman, tells them that the dinner menu will not be available until 6 o'clock. After asking for eggs with ham and bacon, the two gangsters order the only other customer in the place, Nick Adams, to go behind the counter with George. Next, they ask who is in the kitchen, and they are told that the only other person there is Sam, the black cook. They tell George to have him come out. Al takes Nick and Sam into the kitchen, where he ties and gags them. Then he props up the slit where the dishes are passed through from the kitchen, and positions himself a sort of shotgun aimed at the counter, while Max remains at the counter talking to George. He tells George that they are going to kill Ole Anderson, and Swede who usually comes into the diner at 6.
They wait until after 7 for Ole Anderson, who never comes in, and they finally leave with Al concealing the shotgun under his coat. George goes into the kitchen and unties the other two. He tells Nick where Anderson lives and advises him to go and warn him. Nick goes to Anderson's boarding house, and after speaking to the woman who looks after the place, he goes to Ole's room, where he finds Ole lying in bed. When Nick asks Ole if he should go and tell the police, Ole tells him to not to, that it will not do any good, and he rolls over in the bed towards the wall, saying he got in wrong, and that there is nothing he can do not to save himself. Nick then returns to the diner, where he tells George and Sam what Ole said. Sam says that he does not want to hear it, and shouts the kitchen door. George says that Ole must have double-crossed someone from Chicago, and Nick says that he can't stand to think about him waiting in the room and knowing he's going to get it, and that he's going to get out of town. George tells him that is a good thing to do, and that he had better not think about Ole's dilemma.
Ernest Hemingway writes many short stories, and his way to write is mostly writing down conversations between the characters, like we are watching a movie or theatre, which make it more narrative.
We can therefore perspective this text for an example, Cat in the Rain, where the couple are having many conversations also.
To prove that there are many conversations in Hemingway's stories, we have chosen some quotes from it.
On page 1, column 2. What's the idea? George asked.
None of your damn business, Al said. Who's out in the kitchen?
The nigger.
What do you mean, the nigger?
The nigger that cooks.
Tell him to come in. The setting takes place in Chicago, Illinois, in a boarding house, where we mostly follow them in the lunchroom and the kitchen.
The genre in this story is drama and action. We know that because the story is all about murder and gangster environments.